news release talks about plans to develop a fully integrated editorial operation that's merging the Daily Record and Sunday Mail teams. Also, the current 5-step editorial process, from reporter to news desk to designer to sub to revise, that'll go. Instead, they'll introduce a 3-step process: content creation, multimedia desk and page finishing, all made possible by a new computer system. But take out 2 steps and you take out jobs. 70 to be precise, a quarter of the editorial staff. The paper's owners, Trinity Mirror Group, say that these are extraordinary days in the newspaper industry and no business has escaped the economic downturn. But the papers were already suffering from declining sales and new media competition long before the credit crunch. And as yet, no one has worked out how to make real money from their online sites. And it's not just the papers that are feeling the squeeze. Today, 15 members of staff at BBC Scotland were told they now face compulsory redundancy, part of plans for 230 job losses over 5 years. Our business and economy editor Douglas Fraser is with me. Of course, you worked in the newspaper industry yourself. Why are the papers struggling so much?
Well, as you mentioned, there's several factors here. The internet is clearly pulling people away. There's more people reading the stories that these journalists are producing, but they're worth far less. They're not paying up front, and the advertisers are paying less per reader. Roughly one print circulation reader, roughly speaking, is worth 100 people who are reading online. So the revenue's not coming through that way. And in any case, with the economy, there's just a lot less advertising going around, particularly for car advertising, which is important to the Record and the Sunday Mail. And between all of those factors and the deep pockets of London papers as well, like the Mail and the Murdoch Times and the Sun, which is a particular problem for the Daily Record, having overtaken it 2.5 years ago, these Scottish papers are really struggling. And there's a significant impact, therefore, onto the sort of Scottish cultural scene, because Scotland's national newspapers have been very important, as indeed has the BBC in Scotland, to driving Scotland's sense of identity over the last generation. I heard the National Union of Journalists say if government can bail out banks and car firms, then why not the newspaper industry? Well, in raw terms, these are actually quite small numbers we're talking about. When you look at the scale of unemployment that is coming our way, and we're heading past 2 million, perhaps past 3 million throughout the UK, we're talking today about 70 jobs. Now, they're important to the people there, but it's hard to get the government that concerned about the scale of unemployment as a result. Indeed, many of these are going to be voluntary redundancies. The Herald and the Sunday Herald, which is doing almost exactly the same thing, merging into a 7-day operation, shedding staff, they've had more people seeking voluntary redundancy than they actually sought in the first place. So that's not the problem. The problem, I suspect, is one much more of the culture of Scotland and the importance of these institutions throughout the media holding particularly politicians to account. Politicians like Mike Russell, who this evening, in discussing this, has raised precisely that problem, that Scotland needs an effective quality media with opportunities for young journalists coming through. OK, Douglas Fraser, business and economy editor, thanks very much indeed. Let's take a quick look at tomorrow's front pages and start off with the Herald, reporting, of course, the First Minister, Alex Salmond's meeting with the US Secretary of State, Hillary Clinton. They also report that the planned part privatisation of the post office could lead to civil war inside the Labour Party, with 139 MPs now opposing the plan. The Times front page, it's also reporting on Alex Salmond's meeting with Hillary Clinton, and their take on the post office is that if it isn't privatised, pensions will have to be cut. 500,000 Royal Mail staff, past and present, have been warned that their pensions could be halved because the scheme has an enormous deficit. The Daily Mail says that an eminent scientist is warning that networking websites are causing alarming changes in the brains of young users. And the Independent, it says that senior city bankers are demanding pay rises of up to 10%. That's all for tonight. Watch again on the iPlayer.